Well, as I mentioned earlier, there are believed to be about 10 quintillion insects on Earth. That's a 1 followed by 19 zeros. Here's Rick the scientist to show us how we can get up close with some of them.
Hi, I'm Rick Crosland, and I'm here for another science lesson, and this time it's a backyard adventure. And you might be wondering why I'm standing by these flowers. Well, it has to do with insects. Insects have been around for a very long time, about as long as flowers have been. They have evolved at the same time, because without insects, who would pollinate our flowers? Insects play a critical role in pollinating both flowers that you like in your garden and the flowers that grow in fruits and vegetables like these tomatoes. Now, without the insects to pollinate them, we wouldn't get our crops, our bananas, our fruits, our vegetables, our nuts. Insects are important. Insects are also important because in 80% of the countries around the world, people eat them. They also are a major food source in the food pyramid or the food chain for almost all living creatures on Earth. Insects are part of a large group called arthropods, and arthropods include a lot of other things like spiders and millipedes and centipedes, but on our backyard adventure, we're searching for insects. Probably the most diverse and the largest group of animals with exoskeletons on the entire planet. There's been over 1 million different species identified, and some might say that there's even 30 million more yet to be discovered, maybe in your own backyard. For this backyard adventure, you need a few things. A white sheet, a light source, and something I like to call an insect pooter. Let me show you what that is and how to make one. An insect pooter sounds like the word pea shooter. And what you need for that is, well, this is some netting, a small piece of netting, about 1 square inch, and you need a straw. And I have a large straw here, but any size will work. And about 1/3 of the way down, cut the straw. About 1/3 of the way, cut the straw so you have 2 parts. And then take the long part and cut a small slit in it. So now this will fit back inside of it like that. On the small part, take your netting and a piece of tape, and we're going to cover this straw with the netting. And we're going to make sure you do a good job, have your mom and dad help you with that. Because some kids, although you like bugs or insects, they don't like to pick them up. And so by making a pooter, an insect pooter, you don't have to pick them up. Then take the end with the screen, put it inside of the part that's cut and slit, and slide it all the way up in there. So it fits like that. And if you want, put another piece of tape over it. And now you have made a pooter, an insect pooter, that you can suck up an insect into that chamber and push it back into your cup. Let's see how it works, shall we? So I've taken my white sheet out and I put it underneath this bush. I brought my container to catch bugs and my insect pooter to pick them up. Let's see what I can shake out of this bush. Well, the first thing that I found was not an insect, it's a spider. It's another class of arthropods, but I can still use my pooter and suck them up and see what happens. There you go. Very cool. No insect, but something that eats insects. So I'm going to try this in a couple different spots around my yard. Here's another little bush, see what we can shake out of it. Try to find some interesting insects. And they're real easy to suck up with the pooter. So before we take a look at what I found by those 2 bushes, all insects have a life cycle. And often they start with an egg, a larva, a chrysalis or a pupa, and an adult, like a butterfly. Something you make at home is one out of pasta with a couscous and a little swirly ratatini and maybe some scallops and some butterfly pasta. And a great book is The Very Hungry Caterpillar, of course, to go along with that. Let's take a look at what we got in here. And I use my pooter to to suck this up, and I'm not going to hurt this little guy, but this is one of the beauties, and it has all the parts of an insect. It has 3 body parts. It has 3 pairs of legs, antenna, compound eyes, and it's really pretty amazing. And this guy is a hunter. Insects use sounds to communicate, and they use, through their antennas, they use chemicals both for communication and for defense mechanism. Now, there's something I've always wanted to try, and as the sun's going down, I'm starting to hear the night insects communicating with each other. This is a perfect time to set up a light trap with my sheet and a couple lanterns to see what will be attracted. Let's find out. I've had these set up for about 30 minutes, and I've already found moths, a lot of flying insects, and even a couple click beetles. I wonder what you'll find in your backyard. You know, you don't need a really cool insect collection like this to love insects. In fact, all you need is a sheet, a pooter, and a backyard. Have some fun. Explore the world of insects.